Hello, we're the Bulgarian team. My name is Elena and
I'm Elena.
Yes. We are from Varna. Our school's name is Ivana Acer. It's a school for foreign languages. We study English, French, and German.
And this is the logo of the project which we created, and we hope you like it. We are about to give you a presentation on family budget. Elena, can you please tell me what the family budget actually is?
Of course, Elena. The family budget is a finance plan about the incomes and expenses of the family, which provides satisfaction of certain necessities for a period of time.
But I don't know what family income is.
Well, the family incomes are the earnings of both working and non-working family members. These can be things like cash or material and natural benefits. Eddie, where do you think family incomes come from?
Well, I'm not so sure, but I think they come from salaries, scholarships, individual business, also rents. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true, but there are also indirect benefits. These are the money which the country gives for education, raising little children, and health.
And how about the expenses?
Well, there are things like food and drinks, clothes and shoes, housing, heating and illumination, home furnishing, social life, hygiene and health, education, mail, taxes, and others.
Okay, I think I understand that. But I also know that according to the data of the Bulgarian Statistics Institute, for the second quarter of 2012, the total income of an average person in a household has grown with 13% since 2011. And as you can see, the percentage of the incomes that come from salary, rents, and non-monetary incomes has risen. However, the rate of employment has dropped. But the total expense of an average person in a household has also grown with 11.2% since 2011. Despite the fact that the expenses for health, clothes, leisure activities, and drinks haven't changed, all of the other main expenses, such as food for example, have risen. So obviously we have to plan our budget.
Yes, but according to a survey, only 23% of the families strictly plan their family budget, and 60% say that they try to but not always succeed. According to the experts, from 50 to 60% of the incomes should go for the compulsory costs concerning our everyday life, such as taxes, food, and others. Very importantly, if the family has children, the expenses for raising the kids should be set at first place. From 20 to 40% should go for holidays and other types of amusement. And we must have from 10 to 20% for extra fund. These are the money that we should put aside for rainy days.
Experts also recommend that while in crisis, we should make a list of incomes and costs and postpone some of the less important expenses. Also, calculate the expenses of the previous month, wear the clothes you have, and buy only the ones you really need. Don't buy luxury products. Find a second job if needed, and of course have self-control to prevent pointless purchases.
What actually happens, according to the Bulgarian Statistics Institute, is that 10% of the wealthiest households have nearly 5 times more than 10% of the poorest ones. The annual budget of the poorest households is 2.5 times less than the country's average.
And another important thing that we can see is that the poorer the household is, the more they pay for food. And as you can see, the poorest 10% of the households spend about 15% of their budget for food. This one. And the wealthiest 10% of the households spend only 28% of their budget for food.
Now we're going to present you how us Bulgarians handle the crisis. During the last year, the purchases of furniture have decreased by 6%, fuel and engine oil by 5%, clothes and shoes by 9%, but the sales of medicines, pills, and cosmetics have increased by 7%. Despite the facts shown before, Bulgarians have even more savings now. It doesn't really seem to have a logical explanation according to the information, but it actually makes sense.
The main reason for the low level of consumption is the increasing unemployment, and thus the family incomes decrease dramatically. The ones who make good benefits prefer to save instead of invest their money because of the risk during the crisis.
Even some of the richest ones try to tighten the belt, as the European and the world economics are not by far in their best days. This is a reasonable attitude. When the future is not clear, it's a better idea to prevent the risks.
Looked from other position, when inner consumption keeps tightened, it cannot be the basis for a full economic recovery. This way, the lack of foreign investments and the reduced export from Bulgarian companies make the problems even bigger. But the situation is like that not only in Bulgaria. The data from Eurostat show that such major trouble exists in each European country.